Okay, so for these, we want to pay attention to these values. Now, previously we acknowledged that the cosine of theta, so here we have this big angle there. And if we say that's theta, we want to look at the cosine. Previously we said that the cosine was the x value, which in this case would be negative root 5. However, what we need to recognize is that that was only applicable for the unit circle where the radius was 1. The radius here is not 1. The hypotenuse is not 1. So what we actually need to do is we need to find the hypotenuse. Now the y value here is 2 and the x value is negative root 5. So in order to find the hypotenuse, we need to find the square of the sum. So we need to use Pythagorean Theorem. So this is going to be r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So the radius squared, or the hypotenuse squared, is equal to negative square root of 5 squared plus 2 squared. So the radius squared is equal to 5 plus 4. So the radius squared is equal to 9, so the radius is equal to 3. So the cosine of theta, before we said that that was x divided by 1 because the radius was 1, but now the radius is 3. So what we actually get is negative root 5 over 3. And so this is the correct answer. Now notice if we did not find the radius and we just assumed this were the same as the unit circle, we would just say that the radius is 1 and we'd have a completely different answer. So be mindful of that. Same thing here. We have this point, so we can make ourselves a nice little right triangle. And we can say that r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So the radius squared is equal to the x value, which is the square root of 19 squared plus the y value, negative 9 squared. So this is 19 plus 81, which is 100. So if r squared is equal to 100, r is equal to 10. So the sine of theta is simply going to be the y value over r, which is negative 9 over 10. So we can do the exact same thing for all the other trigonometric functions, and in fact you will. You will have to name all 6 for these types of problems, but please make sure that you find the radius r, and it's really simple to do that. All you have to do is use Pythagorean Theorem.